6 women has experienced physical and sexual abuse during childhood. Around 3 million women in the US and the United States report experience domestic abuse in the past year. 1 out of 6 women have been raped or assaulted in her lifetime. These statistics from the book Domestic Violence Opposing Viewpoints are very alarming. And yet, this violence doesn't get the attention that should and is seen as common in today. We must end domestic violence in our society. Today, we will take a closer look at what exactly domestic violence is, analyze who are the victims of the domestic violence, and see why it is such a big problem in our community today. First, we will see what is domestic violence. We must understand what domestic violence, that domestic violence is more than just physical violence. According to the website domesticviolence.org, domestic violence is a type of behavior used by one person in a relationship to control others. This type of abuse can be physical, psychological, or sexual. Psychological abuse takes place when the abuser keeps his partner isolated from family, friends, and regular activities. Name calling and threatening are also considered psychological abuse. The last type of psychological abuse, physical abuse occurs by hitting, touching, and stalking to others. The last type of abuse is a sexual abuse, which is when an unwanted or forced sexual activity occurs. Now that we know what domestic violence is, let's see who the victims of this type of this abuse are. All of us should understand that domestic abuse happens to anyone and even to one of us. A data from Iowa Department of Public Safety showed that in 1993, the 83% of victims were females. Most people believe that violent are women, poor or uneducated, but that idea is wrong. Usually, the victims are professional women, and many times the female victims earn more money than their abusive partners do. According to Denise Jocelyn, a former police officer, said that the 5% of domestic violence victims were men. A data from the same article suggests that domestic violence crimes committed by women are increasing, but on the other hand, violence caused by men are decreasing. Homosexuals are victims of domestic violence as well, and the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence estimates that 25% to 33% of all the same sex are in a relationship that include domestic violence. After seeing who the victims of domestic violence are, we might begin to understand its effects in our society. And it's important to realize that domestic violence affects our society. Denise Jocelyn stated in her article, "Domestic violence is a serious problem." That domestic violence reached epidemic proportion in the United States. According to her, domestic violence is the most frequent type of violence reported by police. A data from 1994 extract from Jocelyn's articles shows that each year 30% of females who become homicide victims were killed by their husband or boyfriends. People argue that the victim falls since they do not leave their abusers. A data from Jocelyn's article states that domestic violence is the most frequent officer type of violence that police officers encounter. They respond to 8 million times of a year of violence symbol exposed by lovers. Jocelyn Safir that in the past, domestic violence was considered the most dangerous police cause. Today, it's generally accepted as the most frequent form of violence in the United States. You must recognize the problem because domestic violence destroys lives, happiness, mental health, and it also transforms lives. I will, I will explain what domestic violence is, and how it takes place. It's not just psychological; it's also physical and emotional. And as we have seen, domestic violence affects a lot of people in the United States. The victims are in majority women, men, and homosexual are almost victims of the abusers. Domestic violence is a major social problem that destroys hundreds of families in our society. Hope everyone could be aware that domestic violence is a problem that needs to finish, and action will soon take place, and we can live in a safer society. Now, knowing that we, our friends, and our family are safe and will not have to go through the nightmare of domestic violence.